Last year, we were able to prove our concept. In 60 days, we were able to save 3,000 people by using this concept, by using professional search and rescue personnel on board who have more than 60 years of experience on boards. This is a very professional operation. In addition to that, we use 21st century technology. This year, we're coming out with the drones again. They are going to fly a little bit closer to the Libyan coast this year. And we hope that that'll be a lot more successful for us in locating these vessels immediately. In addition to that, last year we also had our own medical team on this year. This year we have Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, on board Phoenix, and they're going to be taking care of all of our post-rescue care, which enables the MOAS crew to actually concentrate and focus on the search and rescue portion and allow them to focus on the post-rescue, which is just as important. We've already learned this year that people can die after they've been rescued too, simply by not having the appropriate shelter and the appropriate medical treatment on board.
Because especially what we're very proud of is our capacity to provide artificial respiration, to be able to help a person breathe who's had difficulty breathing, whether they have a history of asthma or maybe a near drowner. So those are the kind of things we're prepared to do. We can put them on a monitor. We can go ahead and take their blood pressure regularly. We can go ahead and do various testing devices that to check their glucose, to check their blood pressure, to check to see if they have any other diseases like dengue, like malaria. So what we have is a ventilator that would be up in that box there, which is an artificial ventilator that can provide artificial respiration for a patient. We have a monitor here that can put them on a cardiac monitor. If a patient comes on with chest pain and happens to have a heart attack, we're prepared to do a device, the AED, which will go ahead and give them that kind of shock that they need to be able to start their heart again. So,
and then we have more materials in all the cupboards. So obviously they're all stowed away carefully because we're obviously on a boat, so it can be quite unstable. There's an examination table, and underneath we have a cold chain fridge. So that's for temperature regulated drugs, which we need to keep on a constant 24-hour material. So we just have that here, and then when the medical team need to get something, they just go inside, check the temperature, and then they will get the equipment that they need.
if a woman comes in as pregnant, we hope not, but we're prepared to do a delivery here. If a woman comes on pregnant and she's in imminent delivery, we can do that. So we are prepared to give food, water, shelter, the appropriate formula for the child, the appropriate method of delivery for the child, the right size diaper, we hope, and also nice, dry, clean clothes for children and even young adults and young men. We have tracksuits.
So what we also have is outside the clinic down below in the holds.
From one end to the other to this boat.
Yeah, we have equipment, so we can provide that on request. So if we have a rescue where hundreds of people are wet or end up in the sea, or particularly uncomfortable, then we can give them a new change of clothes. We can give them blankets. We can give them protection. So we've stocked the boat as best as possible, so we can provide as much as we can.
Once we spot a migrant vessel, we organize ourselves. You know, everyone knows what their position is on the boat, and from my department, I join the rescue boat, and we start the operation to rescue the migrants. Once we're alongside the migrant vessel, we make sure that everyone has a life jacket, because if anything, God forbid, anything happens, at least they'll all be floating. Then we start with the procedure, you know, the children and the sick, the women, then the men. And that's the system we use.
And that is the door of hope.
Yes, this is the, call it the door of hope. This is the first step they make when they tread on this. It's like a relief. They say, you know, it's we're safe.
I'm very thrilled that other people have taken up this act to do something, and it's very important that anybody that decides to come out and to conduct these operations understands that it's a very tactical operation. You need search and rescue experience. You need to be very careful when you approach these vessels. You should have experienced persons on board that are familiar with doing this, and you should always be in touch with the rescue coordination centers and letting them know everything that's going on. And if everyone can stick to that, I think that we'll have a very successful summer.
How much would a 6-month rescue mission cost?
Right now, that the MOAS operation is averaging about $600,000 a month. So what we've been able to do so far through this year's donations is guarantee the boat's operations for the next 6 months. We want to be out at sea for 12 months. And we've also been able to kickstart at least our first 2 months with our drones out at sea. If we're going to use them past 2 months, we need donations. We need help from the public in order to continue. So we're absolutely relying on the public to come in and support us.
Most of your viewers probably know me as Alex Shirovs from EastEnders, and I played an immigrant in this part, and I actually have a migration background, so both my parents were migrants. My mother came from the Soviet Republic of Latvia, my father from the GDR, and my father was also a captain, and he unfortunately drowned 20 years ago while on duty. Captaining an oil tanker, and so this is my emotional experience that makes me connect to these people, to the migrants and the tragedy on the Mediterranean, and I just simply refuse to accept that their life should be less worth than yours or mine, and this is why I'm here to support MOAS and to raise money for them so that they can continue their mission. Well, I'm an actor, so I'm not a real hero. I just play heroes, right? So I think the real heroes are the crew of the ship and the Catherine Bone family. And so, as I'm not a real hero, I will not go on the ship and save lives with them, but I will talk about what the real heroes do to people like you, to television stations, and to the media in general. So basically, I'm banging the drum to tell you, everybody, that it is very easy to participate here. Even the politicians, when they talk and do nothing, you can do something, and I can do something by giving, by donating. And this is why I'm trying to tell people that they can do something even if it seems that they can't.
I've been out there almost for every single rescue that we had last year, and I was one of the first ones to question these people that we rescued, especially the ones with small children, and asking them how can they have risked their child's life by coming here. And I asked as many as I could, why, and every answer was the same, and it was, we will get here, we know that there's a chance of dying, and if we don't make it, then we're prepared for that. And so they'll get to Europe or they'll die trying.